Spoiler alert, this one was pretty rough. Recap of Odense International, a European Tour tournament in Denmark, about an hour from me. Actually, my old home center. Second biggest tournament in Denmark, so obviously I always want to do well here. Unfortunately, this year, three kind of unfortunate things happened that led to me not bowling very well, not getting a very good result. I'll tell you all three, but let's start with number one. I bowled my first squat, got into an awful rhythm. I actually had a pretty decent look. Scores were pretty low, a lot lower than we thought they were going to be. Front to back, the lane just played really tricky, and it was really tricky moving pairs. It wasn't really any defined good solution. Urethane was good for some, reactive was good for some, hooking it was good for some players, playing really straight was good for others, and all in all, you just had to grind and bowl good to get a decent score. But I bowled my first squat, had a really good look on the fresh actually, but threw 3-4 awful shots to turn what could have been 250, 270 in game one into 199. So not the way I want to start. Still bowled decent game two, then start to struggle a little bit with the transition, and my physical game just, I don't know what it was. I just got into a really bad rhythm where my timing was off, my feel was off, my release felt bad, inconsistent. I didn't know if I was going to miss right or left or what was going to happen when I threw the ball. So bad day, kind of unfortunate because in a lot of these European tournaments there's early bird qualifiers for the finals, which means in this case that when I bowled on first day, the highest player on that squad that didn't make the normal cut would still be in the finals. And that ended up being really low. It only took 1200 to win the squad. So had I been able to just average 200, which I wasn't, I would have made the cut through that. But it's always easy to look back and say something like that. And to be fair, I didn't bowl nearly well enough to do that on such a hard condition. So moving on. So I probably should just have said, all right, first day, it's just a bad day. I'm going to come in Friday and be refreshed and start over. I think I put a little too much emphasis on what happened there. That's pretty much the second unfortunate thing that happened. I went and practiced a little bit Friday morning, worked on a couple things, got in a better rhythm, and actually on Friday I bowled pretty decent. But I think what happened was I was so focused on getting a better feel of what my release, what my rhythm was doing, that it became a little bit defensive, a little cautious. So I wasn't being, it felt alright when I was bowling, but I wasn't being aggressive. So I hit the pocket a lot on Friday, just couldn't strike. So I probably had as good pocket control as anyone that made the finals, but I just kept shooting 190, 2-0, never going anywhere. So didn't make it on Friday either. Come back Saturday, plan on just try to work on a couple of different things physically, get a little bit sharper there, and just try to bowl really well and find some better solutions on the lanes. And it just kept being this. I got off to a decent start on the fresh. We moved to game two. Sometimes I had to play straighter in game two. Sometimes I had to hook it, and it seemed like I never found the right solution. Even when I made what I thought was the right move, then I would go like double, 9-spare strike, 9-spare strike, 9-spare, and I would still end up shooting 180, 190, 2-0 game two or game three. And I was just never able to compound my scores and really get some momentum going. So I never got really close to making the cut, unfortunately. Just didn't bowl well enough. I had a couple chances. There's also in these tournaments there's also what's called a turbo. So the highest fifth game and the highest sixth game makes it into the finals. Game five, I had a chance. I needed a double in the 10th to get there, and or I needed another double. I had 9 spear 9 spear 5 bagger. I needed one more double to lead it at that point, which would also have been enough. And I finish off going lower 7, spare on a little off shot, and then a ring 10 where I just needed one more double. So a little bit unfortunate there. Then game 6, and then the squad after of game 5, I also had a chance. I had 250 going into the 9th frame, and then I stone 9 and couldn't get there at that point. On my last squad, I balled pretty well. Got off to a decent start and made some good adjustments. Again, one of those things, like game 4, I had a chance to make a little run, got a turkey, and then missed a pinch left, and instead of leaving a 4-pin or tripping 4, left a 4-10. And that's kind of just how my entire week went. Bowled a good game 5 to give myself a chance, had to bowl a good game 6, got to a pair that was tighter than expected, and it's really hard to shoot a good game when the lanes are that difficult, carry is that difficult, and then you get off to a little bit of a bad start. So I bowled better and better as the week went on, which is the positive I'm going to take from it. Learned some stuff, but unfortunately a very bad result for me in a tournament I always look forward to. Just couldn't figure it out, got in that bad rhythm, and that was kind of the three things, like got in the bad rhythm, then compounded that by, I think, working on focusing too much on the physical game and getting the feel but missing that I wasn't being aggressive enough, and then just not being able to figure out the transition, which also is a part of not being sharp enough physical. It happens, you get into a bad rhythm for whatever reason, and then it kind of snowballs. Practiced a couple times since we finished in Odense, and it feels much better now. So just how it goes sometimes. But all in all, not a good year in Odense. They always run a good tournament, so I'm looking forward to next year. Hopefully I can bowl a lot better and actually be a factor in the tournament. So hope you learned something from hearing me go about my struggles, and make sure you check out some of my other videos where you can see what I'm working on right now. And I'll be back with another tournament, Lucky Larsen Masters, this week. So looking forward to that one. Hopefully I'll be a little bit luckier there than I was in Odense.